Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Let's start with a question. Have you ever wondered how to stay happy, calm, and grounded, even when life throws chaos your way? Maybe it's a tough day at work, a fight with a friend, or just that overwhelming feeling of too much. Well, today, we're diving into an ancient secret and a modern science that can help you find lasting happiness no matter what's going on. Imagine this, it's ancient Rome. 180 AD, a man named Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful emperors in history, is sitting alone at night, writing by candlelight. Outside, his empire is crumbling, war, plague, betrayal. Yet, he's not panicking. He's writing about gratitude, about staying calm, about focusing on what he can control. That's Stoicism in action. Fast forward to today, and we've got Martin Seligman, the father of positive psychology, who's discovered that gratitude and mindset can literally rewire your brain for happiness. In this video, we're combining the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius with cutting-edge science from Seligman to show you how to live a more fulfilling life. We'll explore their ideas, share a powerful story from Marcus's life, break down the research, and give you practical tools you can start using today. So, let's dive in. Stick around, because by the end, you'll have a game plan to boost your happiness and resilience. And hey, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button so we can explore more life-changing ideas together. All right, let's set the stage. To understand how Stoicism and positive psychology can transform your life, we need to break down what they are and why they work so well together. So, let's start with Stoicism. Stoicism is a philosophy born over 2,000 years ago in ancient Greece and Rome. It's all about living a good life by focusing on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, your attitude, and letting go of what you can't, like other people's opinions or bad luck. One of its biggest stars, Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor we just talked about. In his book Meditations, he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's the core of Stoicism: inner strength through self-control and gratitude. Now, let's jump to modern times and positive psychology. This is a science pioneered by Dr. Martin Seligman in the 1990s. Unlike traditional psychology, which often focuses on fixing mental illness, positive psychology is about building a fulfilling life. Seligman's big idea is the PERMA model, 5 ingredients for happiness: positive emotions, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishment. One key practice: gratitude. Studies show that writing down 3 things you're grateful for each day can boost your happiness by up to 25% in just a few weeks. So, what's the connection? Both Stoicism and positive psychology teach us that happiness doesn't come from external stuff, money, status, or perfect circumstances. It comes from how we think and what we choose to focus on. Marcus Aurelius journaled about gratitude to stay grounded during chaos. Seligman's research proves that same habit rewires your brain for joy. Pretty powerful combo. Right, let's see how it played out in Marcus's life. Next, let's travel back to ancient Rome, around 180 AD, to meet Marcus Aurelius, not just an emperor, but a man wrestling with the same struggles we face today: stress, uncertainty, and the search for meaning. Picture this: Marcus is leading an empire through endless wars, a deadly plague, and even betrayal from those closest to him. Yet, every night, he sits down with a simple notebook, writing what we now know as meditations, not for fame or glory, but for himself to stay grounded, to find peace. One entry stands out. Marcus writes, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Imagine that a man ruling half the known world, facing constant crises, chooses to focus on gratitude for the simple act of being alive. He didn't just preach Stoicism, he lived it. He'd remind himself to accept what he couldn't control, like the plague or his enemies, and to focus on his own actions, like being kind, just, and resilient." Here's a story from his life. During the Antonine Plague, which killed millions, Marcus didn't hide in his palace. He stayed on the front lines, funding hospitals and comforting his people, all while writing about staying calm in chaos. He'd ask himself, what need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears. That's Stoic wisdom, accepting life's hardships without losing your inner strength. This isn't just history, it's a blueprint. Marcus's habit of reflecting on gratitude and controlling his mindset is exactly what modern science, like Martin Seligman's work, confirms works for happiness. Next, we'll dive into that science to see how it backs up Marcus's ancient wisdom. Now, let's fast forward to the modern world and dive into the science of happiness with Martin Seligman, the pioneer of positive psychology. Back in the 1990s, Seligman flipped psychology on its head. Instead of just fixing what's wrong, like anxiety or depression, he asked, how can we make life better for everyone? His answer was positive psychology, a field that studies what makes life worth living. Seligman developed the PERMA model, which breaks happiness into 5 key parts: positive emotions, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishment. Sound familiar? It's a lot like Stoicism's focus on living a virtuous, purposeful life. But what really connects Seligman to Marcus Aurelius is gratitude. In one famous study, Seligman asked people to write down 3 things they were grateful for every day for 2 weeks. The results: participants reported a 25% boost in happiness and a significant drop in stress. Another experiment, called the gratitude visit, had people write and deliver a letter thanking someone important in their life. The happiness boost from that lasted up to a month. Why does this work? Science says gratitude rewires your brain. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what you have, strengthening neural pathways for positive emotions. This is exactly what Marcus was doing 2,000 years ago when he wrote about being thankful for life's simple gifts, like breathing or loving. Seligman's research proves Marcus was onto something. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good idea. It's a scientifically backed tool for resilience and joy. So, how do we bring these 2 worlds together? Next, we'll explore how Stoicism and positive psychology can team up to help you live a happier, more grounded life today. So, we've seen how Marcus Aurelius used Stoicism to find peace in chaos, and how Martin Seligman's research proves gratitude can boost happiness. Now, let's bring these 2 powerhouses together to show you how they can work in your life today. The beauty of combining Stoicism and positive psychology is that they tackle happiness from both sides. One's an ancient philosophy for mastering your mind, and the other's a modern science for building a fulfilling life. First, let's talk gratitude. Marcus wrote in Meditations, "Do not think of what you lack, but of all that you have, and let the thought of those things make you glad." That's almost identical to Seligman's gratitude journal exercise, where you list 3 things each day that bring you joy, like a kind word from a friend or a quiet morning coffee. Both teach you to reframe your perspective, focusing on what's good instead of what's wrong. Next, control. Stoicism says you can't control the world traffic, rude co-workers, bad weather, but you can control your reaction. Seligman's research backs this up with the idea of learned optimism. In studies, people trained to challenge negative thoughts like, "I'm a failure," became more resilient, cutting their risk of depression by up to 30%. Imagine using Marcus's trick of asking, "Can I control this?" alongside Seligman's technique of reframing thoughts to stay positive. Here's a modern example. Say you're stuck in a stressful job. Stoicism says, focus on what you can do, work hard, stay kind, learn from it. Positive psychology adds, write down 1 thing each day you're grateful for in this job, like a supportive colleague. Together, they help you stay grounded and find meaning, even in tough times. This combo isn't just theory, it's a practical toolkit. Next, we'll share specific exercises to help you put these ideas into action right away. All right, we've explored the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius and the science of Martin Seligman. Now, let's get practical. How can you use Stoicism and positive psychology to boost your happiness? Starting today, I'm going to share 3 simple exercises that combine these ideas. You can try them right after this video. And trust me, they're game changers. First, the gratitude journal. Inspired by both Marcus and Seligman, take 5 minutes each night to write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big. Maybe it's a good meal, a smile from a stranger, or just being alive. Seligman's research shows this can increase your happiness by 25% in just 2 weeks. Marcus did this to stay grounded during war. You can do it to find peace in your busy life. Second, the Stoic control check. When something stresses you out, like a deadline or an argument, pause and ask, what can I control here? If you can't control it, let it go. If you can, focus on 1 small action. This comes straight from Marcus's meditations. If it's not in your power, don't worry about it. Pair this with Seligman's optimism technique, reframe negative thoughts. Instead of, this is awful, try, this is tough, but I can learn from it. Third, the gratitude letter. This one's from Seligman's playbook. Write a short letter to someone who's made a difference in your life, a friend, parent, or teacher. Thank them specifically for what they did. If you can, read it to them in person or over a call. Studies show this boosts your happiness for up to a month. It's also Stoic. Marcus often wrote about appreciating the people who shaped him. These exercises are simple but powerful. Try 1 or all of them for a week, and you'll start to feel the difference. Next, we'll wrap up with how to make this a lasting part of your life. We've come a long way today, from the candlelit writings of Marcus Aurelius in ancient Rome to the cutting-edge science of Martin Seligman's positive psychology. Both teach us the same powerful truth. Happiness isn't about what happens to you, it's about how you choose to see and respond to the world. Marcus stayed grateful and grounded through wars and plagues. Seligman's research proves that practices like gratitude can rewire your brain for joy, even in tough times. So, what's the takeaway? You don't need to be an emperor or a scientist to live a better life. Start small with the tools we shared. Write a gratitude journal, practice the Stoic control check, or pen that gratitude letter. These aren't just ideas, they're proven ways to build resilience and find meaning, no matter what life throws at you. Now, I want to hear from you. Try one of these exercises for a week and drop a comment below to share how it went. What are you grateful for today? Let's inspire each other. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so we can keep exploring life-changing ideas together. Next time, we'll dive into how Stoicism can team up with cognitive behavioral therapy to conquer anxiety. Don't miss it. Thanks for watching. And here's to living a happier, more grounded life. See you in the next one.